Ace Will's a genius.
It's your boy Ace Will, aka Next Level Ace, back with another video. In this video, we're gonna talk about living paycheck to paycheck. Now, the definition kind of varies because you have people who actually live paycheck to paycheck, which is like they get paid, they pay their bills, they have nothing left after, but they paid everything they needed to pay until the next check. Then you got people who live paycheck to paycheck, which I feel is kind of like by choice. Those are the people who pay bills, they have money left over, and then they take the money that's left over and they go buy whatever they want, whatever their heart is desiring in that moment. And then once it's gone, they're sitting around waiting till their next check so they can do it all over again. You know what I'm saying? So either way you put it, the statistics is saying over half of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, which that's a lot. Half of us, you feel me? So out of every 100 people, 50 people living paycheck to paycheck. The number has been a little higher. It just, like I said, it depends on how you define it, because I've seen 52%, I've seen 60%, I've seen 64%. So it really just varies. It depends. But either way, a lot of people live paycheck to paycheck, and a lot of people will tell you that they live paycheck to paycheck. Like I said, it just depends though. You might be one of the people where you actually do have money after you pay your bills, but you just don't manage it well. And then you might be those people who actually pay all their bills and have nothing left. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it varies, but neither here nor there. Let's touch on the topic.
More and more people are living paycheck to paycheck. Do y'all know what that means? That means people don't have money saved up to be spending on extra stuff. Why did I just see an Uber Eats DoorDash driver complain that people aren't ordering food like that anymore? Do y'all not get it? Is this rocket science or something? And you know what? I'm not even too mad at the driver because he's trying to make a living for himself too, and they're just out there struggling as everybody else. But at the same time, he has to know where to direct his anger to, and the people is not it. Unemployment rates is at an all-time high. The last job report that came out for last month showed a negative for jobs created. That means that jobs are not being created, they're being taken away. So you have more and more people looking for jobs, but less and less jobs being created, or no jobs being created at all because they're gone. How are we mad at the people and not directing our anger to the current administration that keeps creating tariffs that, again, we pay for the tariffs? So no jobs being created, more and more people are looking for jobs, and everything is becoming more expensive. To top it off, they have added trillions to the national debt. Maybe y'all just don't understand. There are no jobs. Unemployment rate is high. People don't have money. Economy is through the trash can. There's no trash can left. It's through the trash can. People don't have extra money. They're not going to order Uber Eats or DoorDash. I don't know how I needed to explain this to people, but let's stop blaming people and let's start directing our anger towards the government and this current administration, because it's their fault and they need to fix it. Let me know what y'all think. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
How y'all feel? How y'all feel about that? Obviously, the economy and inflation and the price of everything is just skyrocketing. So obviously, this is going up is playing into the fact that people who may have not to live paycheck to paycheck previously may live paycheck to paycheck now because prices just keep increasing. You know what I'm saying? So like I say, I never want to make it seem like there aren't people who live paycheck to paycheck by force, like they have no choice. But I also just want y'all to know that there are also people who live paycheck to paycheck by choice, and we're gonna get to that.
I make good money, but I don't have money. Does that make sense? I'm at the gas pump right now, and I never look at the cost of gas, but I know that I can't always afford a full tank of gas. Another example, my wife and I both have cars, but when the check engine light comes on, it might need to wait a week or two to get the oil changed.
This makes perfect sense, and most people here in America know exactly what you're talking about because this is the life they live as well. If you're somebody that does not know what he's talking about and you don't live a life like this, you live in a much better life, you're the minority, because most people are living just like this or worse. But this is just a classic example of living paycheck to paycheck. Broke but stable. You're able to take care of your bills and take care of all your necessities, but after that, you ain't got much. You're one emergency, one unexpected repair away from being poor, dead broke. You're just one of the many that make too much money to get any type of assistance, but don't make enough money to actually live comfortably the way you really want to live. This is just the reality for a lot of us. This is exactly why you had a lot of people come to TikTok come to TikTok, build their following up, join this creators program so that they can have some extra money. Not money that they need to rely on to pay their bills. They already have that taken care of, but just money to spend on something other than bills and the necessities. So if this app goes away, it's gonna mess some people up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna assume everybody was smart enough to keep their jobs and you know, not depend on this money. You know, especially if you weren't making a lot of money on here. Not to mention, like, all the creators that I know on this app that are making pretty decent money, they have jobs still. So nobody's probably gonna be in the poorhouse if this app goes away. I can't speak on everybody, but it's just gonna be money that's gone that we use for other things. You know, it's gonna hurt some people.
I feel that. But this is the mindset switch that I want us to make. You see how he was like, well, the job is paying the bills, but we got another source of income that we created just to have money to spend on other stuff. But where's the source of income for you to save? Where is the source of income for you to start investing? The shit that's gonna benefit you later, the stuff that's gonna benefit you long term and not gonna satisfy your little wants right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think people really understand that all it takes is a little bit of discipline just for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, be strict with your finances just for 2-3 years. Like, you may feel like you might have FOMO. You might feel like you're missing out because you're not spending money, you're not going out, your friends are posting pictures, they're taking trips, and it's like, and you just staying home, not spending money, stacking money, saving it, investing it. But best believe when you pop out, you popping out on a whole nother level than anybody around you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just lock in and make them sacrifices for a couple years, or depending on how much money you make, you might be able to just lock in for a year. Just be like, no, I'm gonna stack for a year. That might put you so far ahead of all your financial issues. But it's like, we be so worried about spending money and buying all the things that we want, and we just be feeling like, man, I worked so hard, I deserve to go buy this new car, man. I deserve to buy every pair of J's I want. I deserve to have the flyest clothes. I deserve it. Yeah, you might deserve it. You might. But is satisfying your wants right now more valuable than building your income and success for the future? Is a pair of Jordans every week more important than dividends and ROI? And you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta start thinking about that, man. We need a mindset switch. You know what I'm saying? And I always know, bro, people always be like, well, some people just don't make enough money. Well, I'm not talking to the people that don't make enough money. If you don't make enough money, your first job, your first task that you're faced with is figure out a way to make more money. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about to the people who make enough money to actually start saving and investing, and they choose not to. For instance, in this video we just watched, he said, well, we got the first income taking care of the bills and stuff, and then they, you know, people started the TikTok creator program to, you know, they using that money to do other stuff, you know, buy other stuff they want. It's like, no, we need to use that other extra money to invest and build. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's important. I don't know. I feel like, you know, it wasn't taught to us in school as kids and stuff, and it's like, no one is really telling us how important it is in order to, like, nigga, everybody want to be fucking rich. Like, if you just walk down the street and ask anybody, like, if you had a choice to be rich, would you? I say shit, probably 98% of people probably say yeah. You gonna have them couple people who be like, I don't really want to be rich, I just want to be comfortable. I've heard that before, you know what I'm saying? So you gonna have a couple people that like, I don't necessarily need to be rich. But it's like, come on, most people want to be rich. But when you start telling them what they need to do to get there, they don't really want to put in the work for real, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all understand that some of y'all paycheck gotta be saved?
See, this is exactly what I was just telling y'all. Like, bro, you gotta save something, bro.
Like, do y'all understand that some of y'all need to be not touched, bro? Like, I don't understand why some of y'all think y'all could just spend your lives and then, like, you cool. Yeah, you might be cool, you might be living life, your bills might be paid, but you ain't got no savings. What if something happened? Your car can break down next week and you ain't got no cushion. Some of that paycheck need to be saved, y'all. Stop spending your whole check, dog.
Bro, we gotta start thinking about later, man. I feel like, I understand that there are times when there's a time and place for everything, right? Remember that. Time and place for everything. So a lot of times we always want to be in the moment. Let me live in the moment. Live in the moment. YOLO gonna have your ass with no dodo. You know what I'm saying? YOLO gonna have your ass with no dodo. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna be broke. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's a time and place for everything. It's like when you traveling and you experiencing new experiences, those are YOLO moments to me. Like, damn, like I might get to only do this one time. I might experience this one time. I'll take this vacation. I'm out here. I don't know if I ever come back out here. Let me just embrace all this. Let me live in a moment. Let me know YOLO type shit. But every time you get paid and you got $200, $300, $400, $500 left over, and you like, well, we going out, we finna have a good time, YOLO. Nigga, no. Terrible decisions, bro. We gotta make better decisions. Nigga, start saving your money, bro. And then when you will get to a certain point where it's okay to spend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think y'all feel like you're being punished when you're saving money. Like, actually saving money is very enjoyable. I ain't gonna lie. Like, come on, watching that number go up, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, start stacking, start putting money to the side, and you watch, you like, I got how much? 5K. Damn, I put 5K back. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm trying to get to 10, nigga. What? There's no better feeling. You get to 10. I got, oh shit, I know I can hit 20. It becomes a game, but it's like some of us, we never give ourselves a chance to like get there because we just so focused on fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man.
I'm so tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I just waited for the mailman to show up so I could get my paper check in the mail that I've been waiting for weeks. So I could come to the bank and deposit it. But because I have negative money in my account, I'm only gonna get like a little bit of it because like I can only access $100 for the first day. So I'm probably gonna have like $60 today. I haven't gone grocery shopping in probably a month. We have like no food to eat for dinner, except for like mac and cheese and ramen. I have $300 electric bill that's overdue. My phone bill's overdue. I just gave my husband my last paycheck from last week so we could pay the mortgage 2 weeks late. And in 10 days or 11 days, the mortgage for next month is due. So it's like this paycheck isn't even like, why do I even have it? Like, they might as well take my paycheck and just send it to all my bills. Like, what's the point in me even getting my paycheck? It's like annoying. Like, I'm not gonna see it anyway. Not only that, but in like 3 weeks I have to pay for summer camp because school's almost over. So it's like, that's another $700-800 that I have to come up with to pay for summer camp. And if I don't pay for summer camp, guess who can't work because their kid is gonna be at home with them? Me. So obviously that's gonna be like a major to-do. Like, I can't not pay summer camp. Not only do I have a personal loan and medical bills up the wazoo, like literally I have like a bill for like $3,000 from the hospital. I have like an $8,000 personal loan that was a consolidation loan from like a bunch of loans that I had. I haven't paid them in like 7 months. I owe them so much money. They call me like twice a day, dude. Like, collections calls, fucking, and all I'm doing every day is doing my best. And I literally can't get ahead. Like, I can't get ahead. I wake up and I fucking work. And these people are after me for money. And I'm like, dude, I'm literally trying my best. What do you want from me? I have side gigs here and there, like OF. Once in a while, I'll make like $60.
OF? OF? Is that OF? OF. If I'm not mistaken, OF is OnlyFans. If you're doing OnlyFans and you're struggling, delete the fucking OnlyFans. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? What do you mean you doing a little side gig or OF? Unless I'm just out of touch, but I thought OF was OnlyFans. If you're fucking doing OnlyFans and you're not making money doing OnlyFans, then why the fuck are you on OnlyFans? And what? I hope you're not doing nothing crazy on OnlyFans. I hope you're not doing nothing crazy on there, because $60? Come on, man, hell no.
But like, that's not really consistent. And like, I'm a painter. Like, I have a ladder in the back of my car. I'm a painter, right? So like, today I literally didn't have enough tools to do my job, and I was like, I can't do this right now. Like, I don't have the fucking shit that I need for my job. Like, I can't even fucking work, dude. Like, I'm so stressed. I literally can't. I can't fucking do this anymore.
I don't lie. I don't know the OF, unless I'm just out of touch. I don't know, but to me, OF stands for OnlyFans. I don't know if that's what she do, but besides that, it sounds like she just needs to come up with a plan, because her frustrations, I understand, because I was there at one point in time. Not too long ago even, bro. I'm gonna tell you, I felt like, bro, I'm just working, I'm getting paid, I'm paying my bills, and I just can't never get ahead. But it's one thing I didn't have back then. I didn't have a fucking plan. I was just working, paying bills, and then after I pay bills, if I did have a little something left over, I would treat myself. Not thinking that this little bit of money I have left over, I need to hold it for later. I'm gonna need it later. Obviously, if you already stressing over money, you don't have extra money. You might have extra money, but you really don't have extra money, because if you spend this in a couple weeks, you're gonna need that money you spent. You see what I'm saying? So you need a plan. What I did is I sat down, like I said, I wrote down all my finances. I wrote down all the bills. I wrote down the dates that I need to pay each bill, credit cards, rent, light bill, everything. And then in that moment, I was looking at where I was and where I was trying to get to. So in that moment, I might have had some bills that were a little past due, like a little overdue. You know what I'm saying? I might have been behind on some stuff. And I'm like, okay, I gotta make sacrifices. Every time I get paid, I need to be holding on to as much, like whatever I got left, I need to hold on to that. You know what I'm saying? So when it's time to pay the next bill or whatever, I have at least extra 100 or 2 that I held on to that I could put towards this. And then eventually you get to a point where it's like you pull yourself out of the hole, because that little bit that you've been holding on to, check after check after check after check, eventually it pulls you out of the hole. And now you got it kind of like a clean slate, and you're like, okay, at that point you go, okay, I just got to make sure I keep paying everything on time. And then now the little bit that you had left over, it starts to grow. It starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger the more everything is on time. Boom, boom, boom. Maybe work some overtime, do some side gigs, whatever. And that little bit extra starts to grow. As that little bit extra starts to grow, don't go back into your old habits of spending what was left over. Keep saving it, keep moving forward. Next thing you know, you got a savings, and you like, whew, I'm not living check to check no more. I actually, like, you know what I'm saying? I could afford to miss a day of work. Oh, I could afford to miss a week. I could afford to take time off without being hurt. If I could afford to be sick. Yeah, we don't talk about that. A lot of us can't afford to be sick. You'll wake up sick, feeling terrible, and you still gotta go to work because you can't even afford to be sick. And in that same notion, you don't feel like you need to save money. You don't understand the importance of saving money. Like, nigga, you can't afford to be sick, and you don't think you need to save some money? Crazy. Y'all some crazy people. I'm telling you, y'all is some crazy people. You know what I'm saying?
I just paid my rent, right? And I'm so happy I got my rent paid. But for some reason, I still have an unsettling feeling, and I think it's because I used my whole check to pay my rent. Now I have to go 2 more weeks without money, and my phone bill is due tomorrow. Do you see what I'm saying here? You see what I'm trying to get at here?
All right, boom. Listen, we all know rent. Rent is like our biggest bill. Rent and mortgage is your biggest bills, right? So 9 times out of 10, whenever rent roll around, the first of the month roll around, that's gonna take the biggest chunk of your change. We already know that. What you do the rest of the month matters, because what's your excuse? If you got paid and rent took all your money, that first check, that next check, you ain't gotta pay rent. You got your other bills though. You know what I'm saying? But 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have something left over. Those leftovers are important. Remember that leftovers are important. Not just the leftovers in the fridge. The leftovers in your bank account is important. Them shits add up over time. Stop spending it.
What is the true definition of living from paycheck to paycheck? Like, I just literally pay bills. I can't do anything else. I can't even buy me a bottle of water. Like, and I'm trying to figure out, like, I know how it got like this, because it seems like a lot of places have stopped paying their employees. Like, my job doesn't pay me overtime anymore. Like, I literally went from being able to make up to $2,000 to now I can like barely make $1,000. So I can make over 1,000. Like, I'm not saying like, but
Nah, look, jobs are cutting back on hours. It's a thing. But we also living in a time where one source of income is just not enough. One source of income is not enough. You got to figure out something else that you good at, that you can make money in, or you got to go get another job. It's really that simple. Like, you either got to find you a skill that you can scale, or you need another job until you figure out something you can do to make money. You know what I'm saying? Because you need something that's gonna help you get to a point where you can actually put something up. That's step number 1. You got to get to the point where you can put something up. If you can't put nothing up, life tough. Life, bro. That paycheck to paycheck life is tough. And you got people like her, where it's like, she not living like this by choice. You feel me? Like, if you get paid, you pay your bills and you literally have nothing left. That's paycheck to paycheck. Now, like I said, later on in this video, we got people who they live paycheck to paycheck by choice. You gonna see what I'm saying too.
Because of like overworking myself. And I'm like, I'm not gonna keep overworking myself just for a little $1,500-$1,600 check. I'm not doing that.
Sacrifices. See that shit? Like, I'm not finna overwork myself for no little 15, 16. Trust me, I've had that. I've went through every phase, bro. I went through the phase where it's like I'm working on overstop non-stop. I went through the phase where I stopped and I just worked my regular hours. And I'm like, bro, I'm not finna just keep killing myself for this little extra change. But it's also about having a plan and a goal. Once I had my plan and I know what I'm working towards, I didn't mind picking up the extra hours, because the extra hours and the extra money just get me close to my goal. So if she like, I'm not finna be killing myself for, you know, a little extra $500, it's like, you probably should though, because the way you talking, you need it. Like, you need that little overtime, whatever it is. Like, you need it. You feel me? Like, you probably wouldn't be so stressed. You probably could afford to pay your phone bill right now. But I'm a little confused though, because she was like, you know, the job cut back, and now she's saying I can work, but I ain't trying to be killing myself. So what is it? Is it your job cut back, or are you just choosing that you ain't trying to work hard right now? You ain't trying to put in that work right now. You know what I'm saying? What is it?
And I'm honestly very baffled at the amount of money that we make for the amount of work that we do. I still haven't heard back from the other job. I'm like, they keep telling me I'm still trying to get cleared, and I'm like, how? When I should already be in the system. I literally work for your sister company. But yeah, I can't even like bask in the moment of knowing that I paid my rent, because one, I had to use like 4 different loan apps. That's what I did when I got this apartment. I used loan apps because I was still short from paying the move-in fee in the first month's rent.
No. Taking out loans to acquire things we can't afford. We cannot do that. We cannot do that. Now, your back may have been against the wall. You might have been in a situation where this was your only option, or you may have felt like this was your only option, and you kind of force yourself to make this decision, knowing a lot of times when we make these decisions, we know in the moment that this is not even like, I shouldn't be doing this, but fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyway. But now you're struggling to pay for some shit you can't afford. Now, if you was living with your folks or whatever, you probably should have stayed there longer until you stack some bread to really afford. If you got to take out loans to pay move-in fees and stuff, you can't really afford it. This video just get more interesting the more I listen. You took out loans to move into your apartment. You never could afford it. You probably was banking on the fact that at one point you probably was working overtime. You like, man, I'm working all this overtime loans. I'm working overtime. I could afford it, but they cut back on overtime. Now what? Don't ever acquire things because you know you can work overtime. Any given time, your job could be like, hey, we ain't doing overtime right now. We cutting back. And then you're going to be sick. So don't ever acquire things because you know your job lets you work overtime. Like, my job lets me work overtime, but I got to sign up. And there's no guarantee that I get picked. So my budget and my finances is based off of a regular check, like a regular 40 hours. Everything over 40 hours is extra money for me. I'm not counting that in my budget because I can't guarantee that. You know what I'm saying? I have to be selected in order to work overtime. So, man, I don't know. She took out loans to acquire her apartment. Nah.
So I have to wait till my pay bills back up to pay those back. And then when I pay those back, I'm completely broke. Like, I don't have anything behind that. I literally have to wait 14 days for another check, and I will still be broke because...
Oh, getting paid every 2 weeks. Oh, nah, I ain't gonna lie, that's a different struggle right there too. If you get paid every 2 weeks, you get paid every 2 weeks. And when you get paid, you only got enough money to pay your rent. No lie, I wouldn't know what to do. I'm gonna tell you, bro, find you a better paying job, learn a skill that's gonna help you make more money, and for real, never stop learning, never stop growing, never stop trying to make more money. Like me, for instance, me doing these videos and this content, I'm passionate about content. I've been creating content. This is not my first channel. Some of y'all may know that. Some of you may not know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been making content. I've been doing it for years. You know what I'm saying? It's just a new avenue I'm trying out. But it's like, I'm always looking for ways to keep growing and make more money. You know what I'm saying? It's like, even when you get ahead, don't treat it like, oh, I'm good, I can relax. Hell no. Because at any moment, you could be right back. At any moment, something could happen and if I'm not preparing myself and I'm not, you know, doing things like saving and investing, I could be right back where I used to be. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I'm not trying to go nowhere near where I used to be. I ain't trying to do nothing but keep moving forward.
I will have to pay back my pay, and I'm about to cut that feature off so I never have to deal with it again. That's already half of it gone. And then I have to pay for like my afterpays.
Afterpays. They killing y'all with these afterpays, nigga. These affirms, these clariners, they killing y'all with these shits, bro. They killing y'all with that goddamn buy now, pay later. Nigga, if you can't buy it right now, you can't afford it. Nigga, you ain't gonna be able to afford to pay it later. Stop it. Stop it, bro. They killing y'all with these, man. And I ain't gonna lie, I use them too, but not to the point where it ain't hurting me. Like I got a little afterpay right now. I think I pay them like $11 every 2 weeks. And it's like, I could just pay it off, but it's like, nah, it ain't really hurting me. This is a little $11, you know what I'm saying? I ain't like some of y'all, I know them afterpays be, y'all, but that shit be like light bills, you know what I mean? Y'all niggas giving them $50, $100, $120, like, cause y'all really be getting shit y'all want and just paying later. It's like, nah, if you can't buy it cash right now, you don't need it.
Yeah, like, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. And I'm just really sitting here thinking to myself, like, wow. Like, I'm like in shock. Like, I keep thinking, like, you know, people in Asia, they literally pay their rent and still got a bottle to go out and go get some soju and pork belly. While I'm sitting up here, I can't even like go buy a stick of gum. Like, insane. And people are delusional and call this the land of the free. Baby, no, this is like that man said, Bafo, I think his name, I don't really remember, but this is a dictatorship. And I actually been saying that. Like, yeah, this is a dictatorship. This is not no land of the free. This is not no land of the free at all. This is definitely a dictatorship. I also wanted to say thank you to Nathia for helping me. Like, your donation was literally like, it was enough. It was touching. Like, that really like it showed me that, you know, some people do care. I really did appreciate that. But yeah, that's my rant for today.
You know, a lot of y'all, man, some of this shit is self-inflicted. Some of this shit is decisions. Some of this shit only changes when you take accountability, when you take responsibility for your choices. Because granted, she might be struggling paycheck to paycheck right now, but bruh, you talking about afterpays and all these stuff, like, bro, you was getting stuff that you didn't need to get. What? Now you can use afterpay on like car parts and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know like AutoZone and stuff, they do have like afterpay. You can like afterpay some car parts and stuff. You can. So I give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe a car broke down or something, and that was like just like your last option. You was just like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe. But bro, leave these afterpays alone, bro. I'm telling you, fucking afterpays and all that, man. Hell no, man. It's a trap to keep you broke.
So I made a video yesterday talking about I need my check on the first, and people in the comments, mainly on Instagram, talking about you an E7 living paycheck to paycheck. You need to do better. You need to be better. Be more responsible, and just all of this type of stuff, right? And I get it, but understand this: nobody of no rank should be living paycheck to paycheck. And the only people that should be concerned about not getting a check is people who lost their job. We didn't lose our job. But let me get to it. Yes, I am a E7 living paycheck to paycheck. It ain't nothing I'm ashamed of. It ain't nothing I'm embarrassed to say. It is what it is. But a lot of y'all think that living paycheck to paycheck means you struggling, you suffering, you just in financial ruin and all of that type of stuff. No, living paycheck to paycheck means you get a check, you pay your bills, and you make it work with the rest. It is what it is, right? So even though I'm living paycheck to paycheck, I still live a life I'm happy with. My wife and daughter get what they want, when they want. I buy what I want, when I want. And I'm not telling them no because it's not in the budget right now. No, we're going to get it and we'll figure it out on the back end.
You see this right here? This is what not to do. We gonna get it. We gonna get what we want. We gonna figure it out later. Nigga, no, man. No, man. Hell no, man. Y'all gotta stop doing this. We gonna get it and we gonna figure it out later. We gonna pay our bills and we gonna make do with the rest. Like, no, nigga, you need to be saving the rest. Pay your bills and save the rest. Your wife can wait for that new bag she want, them new pair of shoes. Your daughter can wait. You know what I'm saying? Your daughter can wait. Your wife can wait. Tell them, like, hey, look, next 6 months, 8 months, we finna lock in. We finna, you know, build up our finances, get our money right, and then we'll be able to, you know, live a little bit more freely and, you know, not be too stressed about our finances. Because when you living like this, you one bad day away from debt. Just more debt. Something go wrong, fucking pipe burst in the crib. Now you gotta put the damn repairs on credit, or, you know, like anything can happen, bro. Like, you got to be prepared for the what ifs. If I learned anything, I learned you have to prepare for the what ifs. What if I wake up tomorrow and my car don't start and I need a new battery? What if on my way home from work I catch a flat? What if, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's too many things that can just go wrong that having an emergency fund will save you from. Now, he don't mention if he got an emergency fund or not. You feel me? But the way he talking, I'm guessing he don't. He said, we just gonna get what we want and we gonna figure it out later. Hell no. Don't live like this, please, y'all. Don't do it.
That's what it is. Like, I might not have all of the investment, savings, financial savvy, and all of that my peers may have.
But you
I'm
could.
still living a life I'm happy with. I might not have all the money, but I got all the hustle. If I need it, I can go out there and get it. Face card good. If I need to borrow it, I can borrow it. Hustle good. If I need to go out there and work for it, I can go out there and work for it. Bank.
So if you can do all this, if you can go get it when you need it, then why not go get it and already have it? So when you need it, you ain't gotta go get it. What, bro, man, y'all gotta, man, this finance shit real, bro. This is what I mean, though. The niggas out here that live paycheck to paycheck by choice. Crazy, bro.
If I need to go out there and get money that I loaned out there, I can go out there and get the money back. It is what it is. I'm not stressing about money. I make it work. We make it work. And, you know, we not chasing money. We not chasing this imaginary thing all the time, right? As long as we have it, as long as we have enough to live the life that we want, we ain't tripping. So a lot of y'all gotta ask yourself, what is it about you? What are you lacking that you gotta bring up money every chance you get? Because that's odd to me. But I want it.
Nah. Make niggas feel bad. You trying to make niggas feel bad for questioning your decisions, when in reality they trying to figure out, like, bro, why you ain't set yourself up better? You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, we talk about money because we want people to understand the importance of it, and it's like, you don't have to live this way. Somebody like him, you're choosing to live this way. You're like, why you always bring up money? Because money is important. Obviously, there's nothing that we can do for free these days. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, there's stuff you can do for free. Like, you know, you go hiking and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying there's nothing you can't do, but as far as living our lives, our day-to-day lives, nigga, you need gas in your car. You need food on your table. You need the lights on. You need a roof over your head, shoes on your feet. You need jackets when it get cold. It's too much shit you need to spend money on for you to act like money isn't important and how we treat it isn't important. Man, see, he damn near gaslighting niggas with this shit. Oh no, I want to see that. I gotta look at the comments on this one.
Out there, man, like, you ain't gotta keep up with the Jones. You ain't gotta put yourself in you ain't gotta live a certain life because you are a certain rank.
You say you ain't got to keep up with the Joneses, not realizing that the way he live is keeping up with the Joneses. Like, we gonna get what we want when we want, and we gonna figure it out later, nigga. That is keeping up with the Joneses, nigga. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We gonna get it and we gonna figure the rest out later, nigga. You are keeping up with the Joneses. You just yapping, bro.
As long as you making it work, you making it work. So, you know, it's just one of those things, man, where it's like, of course, I could have made better financial decisions. Here, we all could have.
See, he knows. You know too. You know that I could be doing better, but I just choose not to. Just say that, like, bro, I choose to live like this, and don't try to make us feel bad because we choosing not to live the same way you live, and that we might question some of your decisions. Like, damn, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie, right? This video started, he was like, you know, waiting on his check. And I still do. I look for it. I still look forward to payday. And it's not even that I need the money. It's just that I know once I get paid, I can add more money to my savings. You feel me? Like, I like seeing my money stack up. So that's why I look forward to payday. You know what I'm saying? And other people look forward to payday so they could pay what they need to pay and they could go have a good time. But I'm just trying to get y'all to understand that you ain't gotta have a good time all the time, because your good time is hurting you.
Now this is what it is. We are where we are, and we making it work.
Shout out to man. We could agree to disagree. I don't fully agree with that, bro.
It's no way around not living check to check. We all living check to check at this fucking point.
Sir, we are all not, but majority of us are. So I'll let you have it.
You want to live in a good neighborhood, right? You don't want to live in a hood. Bills and shit, all this shit is not doing nothing but going up. The average fucking apartment, 1 bedroom is like 15, 16.
Bro, you want to know something? Now, I don't really want to bring race into it, right? And I'm also one of them people that like, I want to live in a nice neighborhood, but sometimes the neighborhood you live in has to be the sacrifice. If you can't afford to live in that nice neighborhood you really want to live in, find something else a little cheaper, a little bit more in your price range. Maybe not in the neighborhood you want, but in a neighborhood that you like, it's not the best, but I'll make it work. Sometimes you need to go somewhere where it's like, not what I really want, but I'll make it work until I could afford to do better. Where I live now, I make this shit work. This shit cool. Everybody that come and see where I live now, it's nice. I like this shit. If I'm being 100, I wasn't really sold on it when I first came here. It's not what I wanted in that moment, but what I wanted, I looked at my finances and I'm like, bro, I could get it, but that shit would make my money a little too tight. And nah, this spot I'm in right now, it gave me wiggle room. It gave me extra money that I could put to the side, put towards catching shit up, getting ahead. Because at this point when I moved here, I was kind of behind on stuff, and I was like, bruh, I gotta pull myself out of this hole. And if I would have went to the other spot, it would have been no way for me to really pull myself out of the hole. I probably could have pulled myself out of the hole, but it would have took a lot more effort, a lot more work, and it probably would have took me probably twice as long. Like, coming here pulled me out of that hole I was in so fast, just because I moved somewhere where I knew I could afford it, like with bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to go work 60, 70, 80 hours to afford this. I could literally go to work 40 hours, clock out, and I'm still gonna be able to afford this. See what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man.
$100. Especially if you living on your own, that's what make it twice as harder. That's why people always try to go out for like a second source of income, really just to have some free fucking money. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of fucked up because it's like, okay, let's say you work 2 jobs. You work 2 jobs, you don't have no fucking time to yourself, because when you away from the first job that you at, you thinking about going to the damn second job, or you got to get ready to go to that second job. Like, I swear, like the economy nowadays is like, it's to the point where it's meant for us to struggle. Like, a motherfucker making $25 an hour back in motherfucking 2014, that's goddamn $50 an hour. Now $25 an hour is like $16 an hour. Like, what the fuck? You already gotta worry about rent, and then you gotta worry about bills outside of your house. Phone bill, car note, and you know it's a law to have insurance, and that ain't even half of the bills that majority of us got. That's why it be so hard to, you know, save money and fucking just maintain a good living at least. I get it, you gotta work without looking at the clock, but god damn.
Bro, we gotta start minimizing. You gotta start minimizing, bro. You gotta make sacrifices, bro. This shit ain't easy, bro. This shit is not easy. I'll be lying to you if I told you this shit was easy. But with sacrifices, discipline, and consistency, none of this shit is impossible. I just want people to know that. I just want people to know this shit is not impossible. And I understand his frustrations, because what he's speaking right now is his reality. He like, bro, I'm working hard as hell, bro, and I'm barely surviving, bro. Like, but I guarantee there's shit that he can change, or there's something that he can do to better his situation. Whoever it is, you know, instead of going to get a second job, how about we just go get a better job? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times people go get a second job, and the second job is paying you less than the first job. So it's like, I'm making a little extra money, but I ain't really making shit for real. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, in reality, we should be trying to get a better job. You know what I'm saying? Like, some shit that's gonna pay me with these shits. These 2 jobs paying me, I could go do that one, and I'm gonna get what they was both paying me and some. You know what I'm saying? It's about just leveling up. And like I said, it ain't easy. You're gonna have to work. You're gonna have to put in some work. Shit ain't easy, but it's decisions. Decisions, bro. Decisions that you have to make. You know what I'm saying?
You have to pay the house, car,
figure out all the bills that you have to skip and put off and realize you're a month behind on all of your bills. You realize all the things you're not going to be able to do for months. And Christmas is coming up, and Halloween, and Thanksgiving. Do you remember when they told us we should have 6 months worth of living savings? We should have 6 months worth of bills saved up so that if anything happens, you're okay until you get another job. We're like a flat tire away from destruction. I'm never going to get caught up at this point. It's amazing what a couple $1,000s would do for my budget right now. And there's people out there with billions of dollars. A couple thousand would like.
Don't do that. Don't do that, bro. I don't like that. I don't like when you're down bad and then you looking at what other people have and you going, damn, you got it so good. I'm over here struggling. You got it so good. Like, I just need a little bit of what you got, bro. Man, what you going through ain't got nothing to do with them at all, bro. And it's like, I give people the benefit of the doubt. You probably went through some hardship, some things happened and set you back, and y'all been trying to, you and your husband, whatever, y'all trying to figure it out. Y'all trying to work through it. It's just gotta keep going and have a plan. And stop saying shit like, what did she say? She was like, I'll never get ahead, or
Just
at this point I'll never get ahead. What she say?
going to get caught up. Flat tire away from destruction. I'm never going to get caught up at this point.
I'm never gonna get caught up at this point. Yeah, you never will. Thinking like that. You gotta have the mindset, bro. You gotta have it like, you gotta tell yourself like, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna figure it out. That's what I tell myself when I'm at my lowest. I'm down bad. I'm gonna figure it out. So I'm gonna figure something out. I'm gonna figure something out. I'm not finna sit here and be like, yeah, this is it. I'm never gonna get out of this situation. I'm never gonna be living better than this. I never tell myself that. Fuck no. Do you not understand how powerful your mind is? You literally live in your thoughts. You create your reality. If you keep telling yourself, I'm never gonna get ahead, at this point, I'm never gonna get ahead. You never will, because it starts with you. You gotta switch your mindset, switch your attitude. That positive mindset, that positive attitude is gonna be the shift in the right direction. Shit just gonna start working out for you. Shit just gonna start happening. You're gonna run into an extra $200-300. You're like, I needed this. Oh, look at you, feel me? Like, nah, bro. And then bringing up the people with the billionaires, it's people with billions. I just need a couple thousand. We all been there, bro. We all been there. I ain't gonna act like I ain't never been there. But in the moment, I realized like, ultimately, I ended up here because of decisions I made. Because there, at some point, I was in a position where I could have set myself up for future hardship, and I chose not to. And that's a hard reality a lot of people gotta face. And this might not be her reality though. She may have had a savings, but it might have just got wiped out because, maybe things just happened back to back, and they just, I don't know her situation, but I'm just speaking from a general sense. It's like, we got to be accountable, responsible, change your mindset, be positive, and you attract the energy you put out. So if you sitting around being negative, you're going to attract negative energy. So it's important to just think positive. Find the positive in everything. You know what I'm saying? When I was down bad, nigga, I pay rent. I'd be like, shit, well, at least my rent paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I was. Like, shit, at least my rent paid. I ain't got to worry about that shit. I'm good. I don't feel it. You know what I'm saying? Until I can do better.
What a couple $1,000s would do for my budget right now. And there's people out there with billions of dollars. A couple thousand would like, just let me get my head a little bit above. I'm just drowning. It's up to here, and I'm lucky to get up and gasp every once in a while. And trying not to show your kids how hard it is the worst. I never want my kids to feel it or breathe.
No. You show your kids, man. They need it. They need to know. Don't hide the struggle. The worst thing you could do is hide the struggle from your kids. Because a lot of times when you hiding your struggles from your kids, you putting on this front like everything good. You spending money you really don't have. When you do got a little extra, you spending it like you don't need to save it because you trying to keep up this life that at one point y'all probably could afford, but in the current state, y'all can't afford it. Fuck that. Let the kids see. Let them talk to them. They old enough, talk to them. Mommy can't afford to do. We can't do that right now. Daddy can't afford to do that right now. What? You don't think I told my son? Look, man, I used to take my son out every week to go eat. We used to go eat out every week, sometimes multiple times a week. But when it was time for me to lock in, I say, look, daddy trying to save money. We can't go out to eat. You know what I'm saying? We probably ain't gonna go out to eat for a little minute. It might be a couple weeks. It might be a couple months. You know what I'm saying? Let the kids know, bro.
7 and 10, they don't need to know we're like a missing paycheck a week from not having a house. Kids don't need to know that. They don't need to know that. So when people say they're living paycheck to paycheck, we're living 3 paychecks ahead to 3 paychecks ahead at this point, because the paycheck I'm about to get is gone and then some. I called my mom to ask for some money the other day. $30. I was like, Mom, do you have $30 I can have? No, we don't even have $30. She's like, I was gonna ask you for some money.
Damn, that's tough.
I'm tired of surviving. I want to live a little, just a little, without feeling guilty. Oh, you could budget better. You could do this. You could do that. With what? With what?
Damn, this shit tough, bro. Nigga, I felt like this. What? This the shit that changed me. What is we talking about? This is the shit that changed my mindset forever, nigga. What? People call me like, bro, you got 20 I could borrow? You know, little. I ain't got it, bro. I ain't. Dead ass don't have it. Like, I don't like that shit. I don't like the fact that I ain't got it and you ain't got. Like, damn, we fucked up. I had to make a change. One of us got to fucking have it. And me being me, I chose to be the nigga that's gonna have it. I'm trying to have it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Somebody in a bond and they hit like, yo, I really, you know what I'm saying? That don't mean use and abuse. You feel me? I'm not one person. Like, if it wasn't for this channel, like, I ain't telling nobody about my finances or what I got going on. Nobody know what I got going on for real. Nobody know what I got for real. Nobody know nothing. It's supposed to be like that. My business is my business. But it's like, if somebody really needs something and I choose to help, and I want to, like, if I want to help, I want to be able to. Because, you know, sometimes you might want to help, but you literally can't because you just don't have it. I want to be that person in my family that, like, if somebody really need it, I got it. You know what I'm saying? But this shit tough. This the shit that changed me. Shit like this. For real. Her situation. I had similar situation. You just struggling. And everybody around you struggling too. So can't nobody help you get out of this hole because they in a hole too. You know what I'm saying? Tough, bro. Tough.
Am I the only one who feels like I would never stop living paycheck to paycheck? The economy we live in is trash. The jobs we work for are trash. They pay you the bare minimum, but want you to show up and give your 110%. How does that work? These houses, they want you to pay $1,000+ for rent, and they're 1980 houses. You gotta have a deposit, last month's rent, on first month's rent. Like, why do I need to pay last month's rent? I don't understand that. Car insurance, car payments, they're rip-offs. Why am I paying $300 for car insurance? I don't understand. Health insurance, skyrocket. Food, skyrocket. Like, I just don't understand how I will ever be able to afford to wake up and go hop on a plane and enjoy my best life.
Baby steps, man.
I just don't understand. By the time my kids get to adulthood, they're gonna have to pay to open the door to walk out of their own house. I really rather be a cockroach crawling on the ground for free than have to live this life every day.
That's tough. I don't know about that.
Like, I can't be the only one who feels this way. Like, I need to know, y'all that get to wake up and take trips and go across country and do $100 shopping sprees at Target every single day, what are you doing? What's the secret to life? What is the secret recipe that you have that we don't have? Let us know.
I don't know. I don't do $100 shopping sprees at Target. I can't answer that question. And I'm not waking up taking trips every day. But I'm also not living paycheck to paycheck. But that's just because I make sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? But I don't do $100 shopping sprees at Target. I can't every day. You talking about $700 a week in Target? Nah, I'm not spending $700 a week nowhere. Only time I spend $700 a week in one place is when I pay rent. You know what I'm saying? And that's a little bit more than $700, but you get what I'm saying. There's not too many times I'm spending $700 in one day. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't do those type shopping sprees. Maybe when I bought my PlayStation, still wasn't 7. That was like what, 5 and change, maybe 6. I don't say I could count. It's not too often that I'm spending probably over $500 on just random. Nah, I don't know about that. But like I said before, bro, it's mindset, bro. Like, you can go from living paycheck to paycheck to being like a little bit more stable, having emergency fund, having some savings to fall back on, and you know what I'm saying? But it's all discipline and decisions, and everybody's situation is different, and you might have had some unfortunate things that put you in the situation you in, but that don't mean that you can't bounce back from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't mean you can't bounce back from it. I just want y'all to know that, yes, you might feel like it's the end of the fucking world, but are you ready to like just call it quits, or you ready to figure it out? I've always been the type of person where I'm gonna figure it out. I'll fall flat on my face, but I'm gonna get back up, clean my face off. I'm gonna analyze everything that just happened, figure out what I did wrong, what I can do better. I'm gonna get back to it.
So I was watching YouTube, and there was a lady on YouTube. She was a nurse, and I guess she talked to other nurses about how much she made. And she was talking to this one nurse, and she was shocked that she made $200,000 this 1 year, and she had a negative $300 in her account. Now this goes back to what I tell people all the time: just because you feel like that, if you make more money, you'll save more money. That's not the fucking case. If you make more money, people generally spend more money to upgrade their lifestyle in every possible way. So we all know Uncle Sam got a big portion of that, but the lady told her to look at her bank transactions and see how much she actually brought in, how much actually came into her home. And she said the amount of money that came into her account in that year was $140,000. So she touched $140,000, and she was living paycheck to paycheck, and currently her account was negative $300. Now before y'all even come down my throat, pause. She said it went towards the car, it went to her upgraded house that she got, and she liked to travel a lot, and she never paid off her loan. Guys, the most important things, if you guys are going to go through anything like this, the most important thing that you should do is pay that loan back first. That way you pay that loan back, you get them people off your ass. And don't be so quick to upgrade your lifestyle. Keep everything the exact same. I promise you, keep everything the exact same after you pay the loan off. And maybe for about 5 years, you will be able to say that, man, I have an amazing nest egg to lay my head on. But a lot of people get into the lifestyle, they get the new money. They get the new money and don't know how to act. I ain't even gonna hold you. When I got out of debt, I ain't know how to act. I had new money, and new money was like, I didn't know what I was gonna do with this extra $17 to $2,003 checks I was getting me. I felt like I had a baby income tax check. Every time I got my pay.
I know that feeling, boy.
Way quick. I blew some money. I blew about maybe $10,000, $15,000, but our smart enough would I say, man, you just spend this money recklessly on stupid shit that you don't even need, shit that I can't even tell you where it is right now. And you would not believe the amount of people that make over $100,000, the amount of people that make what she makes. They are living paycheck to paycheck because they upgrade their lifestyle super quick as soon as they get their money, and they live paycheck to paycheck. Let this story be a lesson, y'all. It's okay to stay down and stack your bread for as long as you can. And when you finish stack your bread, ball on the ass. But try to stay down. Try to have a 10-year goal. Stay down as long as you can. Then after you do that, you do whatever the fuck that you want to. But please make sure that whatever you do, you get out of debt and you stay out of debt. That's gonna make sure that you have the most money in your pocket whenever you need it. I hope it's helpful.
That's another thing too, man. Just because somebody make more money than you don't mean they got more money than you. Because people have bad spending habits, bro. I got one more for y'all. This is 5 things that help me end paycheck to paycheck living. So, here's a solution. You know what I'm saying?
Here's 5 things that help me end paycheck to paycheck living and help me pay down thousands of dollars of debt. And most of them don't even have anything to do with an actual dollar amount. Number 1, I had to get sick and tired of being sick and tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I had to take accountability and realize that I'm the reason why I'm living paycheck to paycheck. Nothing or nobody else is the reason. Number 2, I had to stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. At the time, shoes was the thing, shoes and polo. So every time I get paid, I would try to go buy a pair of shoes. I would go to the outlet mall, go in there and spend $100 on a shirt and a hat at polo, and repeat the cycle every single paycheck. Number 3, I had to get more knowledgeable about how money works and what money's purpose really is. Since we were never taught financial literacy, all we know how to do is make and spend money. We weren't taught how to keep it or invest it or use it as a tool to create and build the lifestyles that we want. Number 4, I learned how to pay myself first from the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. Every time we get paid, we paying everybody else. Phone bill, light bill, car note. We making everybody else richer except for ourselves. And so we get to the end of our paycheck or the last bit of our money that we have left to ourselves, and then we have to make a hard decision of trying to save when we don't have much left because we took care of everybody else before ourselves. And last but not least, and this is probably the most important one, I was disciplined and consistent. I was disciplined by saying no to things that I knew I shouldn't have been spending money on. I would sacrifice things that I wanted to have, but I decided not to because I could see the bigger picture. I was consistent with good money habits.
Hey man, hey, write down all your expenses. Write down how much money you bring in the house monthly. Figure out what you can do. Figure out a plan, man. Be disciplined, be consistent, make necessary decisions and sacrifices. And yeah, man, just because something hard don't mean it's impossible. Just because it's hard don't mean it's fucking impossible. And it's that simple, bro. Until next time, Ace Will gone, man.
Ace Will's the genius.